All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Okay, guys, so Bitcoin has seen a little bit of a pump over the weekend up to our local golden pocket, our lower high golden pocket. But when we left Friday's live stream, we were in this general area down here. And we were looking at, we did put in a pretty good low on Friday, but we did front run our naked daily point of control and our golden pocket just below us. And on Saturday, I did say, guys, we are starting to form a new ascending channel here. I do think this is going to break down and we're going to make new lows, possibly coming down to hit our naked daily point of control and our golden pocket. Well, we did break down from that ascending channel and we did come down and make new lows. But once again, we did front run our golden pocket and our naked daily point of control. Now, within this move down from 94K, there is a way you can look at this and count this as a 5-wave move to the downside. A wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And on this push up that we've seen over the weekend, it does look a lot more 3-wave corrective. 1, 2, 3-wave corrective coming up to your local golden pocket and also your naked daily point of control in that area. And we are seeing a rejection today from that golden pocket. And now we're back testing another golden pocket and point of control of our range. This range that we're looking at right now is from the lows at 80.5. This kind of bigger corrective move that we're seeing from those lows. So there is a way to look at this as an impulse down, a move up in your wave 2 to a golden pocket, which your wave 2 often corrects to a golden pocket. And now we could be about to see a bigger wave 3 to the downside. And then after that, another corrective move in the wave 5 to finish an impulse down. And taking out 80.5K would be, if we're looking at our larger, let me zoom out here onto the 8-hour chart. If we're looking at our larger impulse to the downside, our double 1-2 impulse from the all-time high, a wave 1, wave 2, internal 1, internal 2, a 3, we did reject perfectly from that 0.5 in a wave 4, and that's one of your wave 4 targets, your most common targets. This impulse to the downside, if this is going to be an impulse to the downside, the target is to take out your 80.5K lows. So to me, this is still the greater probability on the charts. If we have to just look at this rejection from 94K, the possible rejection that we're seeing right now from 94K, it does look, let me go ahead and clean this chart up just a second here. It does look like this was a nice 3-wave corrective move into that 0.5 Fibonacci. Also, it was the key bearish backtest of our Fibonacci channel that if you guys have been following me for any length of time in the last month, I've talked extensively about this channel. And we could be about to start that bigger push to the downside here. Now, if we are going to start a bigger impulse to the downside, a wave 3, then this local golden pocket and naked daily point of control around 87K, 87.4 to 87K is probably not going to hold us. And so there is a scenario, though, if we do bounce from this 87K support level, which I would still be interested in taking longs if we have proper confirmation down there, that we could be forming an even bigger complex correction, a 3-wave followed by a 3-wave, followed by another 3-wave correction, taking out your 94K highs, and then seeing our bigger impulse down. So a more complex WXY correction in here, more extended length correction before seeing the impulse. So we don't know what's going to happen yet. We're just looking at the possibilities on the chart, but we can just look at this range. We have a couple ranges we can look at. So obviously we can take the range of all this corrective price action from our 80.5K lows. And even more so, though, we can zoom in a little bit. And remember at the very beginning, after those 80.5K lows, we had this ascending channel we were in that kind of broke down a fake out. And then we broke up to our resistance area to actually hit our resistance, being that Fibonacci channel and our anchored VWAP up here. But since then, we've kind of been flat in this general area, flat here, or you could even say all of this here is a flat area. So we can pull the volume of that range, that sideways range from last Wednesday all the way through where we're at right now. And either way, if we look at this volume profile, you can see we are below the point of control and we actually lost the point of control today. We bearishly backtested it. And so far we're rejecting. That's also where your anchored VWAP is, your 49K anchored VWAP. And if we look at our bigger range as well, from the 80.5K lows, your point of control is in the same exact area. The only difference really, and your value area high is also going to be in the same exact area. The only difference is the value area lows of these two ranges. One's a lot more local, and one, of course, is down below our golden pocket and our naked daily point of control. For me, I'm just going to play the ranges until it breaks. I will say this. I do think a bigger move is coming soon, guys. A multi-$1,000 move either to the upside or to the downside is coming soon. And when this move comes, we can just be ready for some volatility. I know we do have some news today, some important news this week, not today, this week. But for now, we just play the local ranges and let's hedge ourselves using proper risk management, looking to short the highs of the range and long the lows of the range. And that way you're properly positioned no matter what way Bitcoin breaks. But I just want to come on here real quickly to these VWAP bands here. And you can see the VWAP bands, anytime these VWAP bands squeeze, you tend to get a pretty big move when they squeeze together, very similar to Bollinger Bands. Well, on Sunday, we did see them squeezed pretty tightly together. That's when we got the pump on Sunday. We pushed up to that local golden pocket, and it looks like they want to start squeezing again here. So if they start squeezing again here, I think this third squeeze, we had one here, and if we see a third squeeze, that could be our big tell where we're going to see a big move coming soon. But for now, I just marked out our local levels. We do have some new daily levels on the chart, so from Friday's live stream anyways. At 93.5, we do have that daily level, or 93,450, let's say. And that is also going to be where the value area high of our bigger range is from 80.5K, that corrective push up from 80.5K. Value area high is going to be right at that range. And then if we take our Fibonacci from the highs that we rejected from last Wednesday to the lows that we created on Sunday, and we turn on our 786, actually it was our 886. 886 is going to be right there, and we often know that 886s often reject us in these ranges. So you can see I just changed the color on that 886. And I would be looking for a potential rejection from 93.5 or 93,450-ish. If we can get back above our POC, we might dump right now. And then if we look at our naked daily points of controls, we have a couple naked daily points of controls. So I just threw those on. This one here just closed about 3 minutes ago. It just confirmed 3 minutes ago. So at 90,000, let's say 200, we have a fresh naked daily point of control that just confirmed. And then what's more interesting to me is this naked daily point of control down at 89.5. And if we look at continuing to range here, we could pull our Fibonacci from the lows on Sunday to the highs that we made today. We turn on our golden pocket here, and you can see our golden pocket is exactly on top of that naked daily point of control. So for me, this one at 90.2, let me just hide that real quick. I'm not too interested in that. That just confirmed 3.25 minutes ago. And below us, below earlier today's lows, we do have some local support, micro support, I would say, or, intraday support. And it's also kind of, if we want to look at a possible mini, like topping reversal pattern, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, or like a Model 2 Wyckoff, then this needs to bounce us here, or else we could start to distribute down and come down to take out Sunday's lows into our more macro support below, or our bigger support below. And that's really all that I'm looking at with Bitcoin, guys. It's been a boring day, boring weekend here. And seeing this rejection, let me just go ahead and throw on our golden pocket pulled from the highs at 94K down to our lows that we made on Sunday. And we are rejecting from our general golden pocket area. You can see we came up, we hit it on Sunday. And of course, that's a weekend high. Weekend highs often get taken out. So after seeing a drop to our local golden pocket, once again, guys, this is a theme. Golden pockets are really being respected right now. We pushed up and broke those weekend highs, took the liquidity of the weekend highs, hit into the upper part of the golden pocket, and now we're starting to dump here. So for me, I'm interested in looking at potential scalps. The reason why I'm looking at this 89.5 as a potential scalp is because we do have some liquidity resting from earlier today's lows into a naked daily point of control in a golden pocket. So for me, that is going to be kind of a scalp long position if we're going to continue to range and maybe, make another high in the charts, maybe come up to that daily level. So I would be looking for a potential long from this area Stop would go below the lows, and I would be looking at targeting that daily level. Nice risk to reward there, and you could even put your stop below that wick from last Sunday, December 7th. Yeah, yesterday, excuse me. Yeah, yesterday. It's still good risk to reward ratio there. So that's about it though for Bitcoin, guys. We just got to be patient and wait for the more data to develop on the charts. And right now, as far as our indicators down below, we did not see much bear divs coming up into this golden pocket today. You can see on Market Cipher, no bear divs. NAMI, no bear divs. Money flow looked even pretty good on NAMI. And if we zoom out to our 4-hour chart, on the 4-hour chart, we did, let's see here. Yeah, we did confirm another drive of bear divs on the 4-hour. Oh, excuse me. I'm looking at our past highs. That was already confirmed. But what I will say about this is a couple days ago, and let me clean up this chart now for you guys really quickly here. And we'll turn off those daily levels. We'll turn off those naked daily points of controls. All right. So last week when we came up and we rejected from our 0.5 Fibonacci at 94K, we created and confirmed the bear divs on the chart, and our money flow was still looking pretty good. But as soon as we created that high, money flow was already draining out of the asset. And now you can see money flow has crossed over into the red throughout the weekend and is continuing to bleed out here. So with our 4-hour bear divs confirmed on a very high time frame, very important bearish back test here, and now we can possibly count an impulse to the downside that took out the lows last night, at least where I'm at in the world, and now coming up to your golden pocket and rejecting from that golden pocket, it does suggest that we could get more downside price action here. So, and the bear divs could continue to play out if the money flow also continues to kind of bleed out here. But other than that, guys, there's not really too much to update on. Looking at local support around 89.5, the bigger support that I do like better is that 87K support where that naked daily point of control is. We also do have a daily level that's a little bit lower. It's actually closer to your value area low down there. But this would be the general area that I would be looking for a potential long 87K, 89.5K. And for new highs, once again, for shorts near the top of our range, remember, short near the highs of the range, long near the lows of the range. So for me, the only short that I'm looking at potentially is that daily level right on top of your value area high, and also our 886 is there. So 93,450-ish. And we could even, guys, wick up a little bit past, say we break this point of control to the upside. We could wick up a little bit past that daily to take out the liquidity of the 94K highs right into your Fibonacci channel again, and then see the hourly candle close at or below the daily level. So in that scenario, what I'd be waiting for, I would want to see some bear divs. You'd have to look on low time frames, but I would want to see bear divs coming up here, higher highs on the price action, some lower highs on the momentum waves down here, also with NAMI. And then I would want to see the swing failure pattern, but a close below the daily, of the hourly candle below that daily level. Okay, moving on. Oh, I guess we'll look at the order flow in the next video or in the live stream tomorrow. I'm not going to log in right now. But other than that, guys, yeah, liquidity. We do have some liquidity that is, let's see, that was our model 2. Liquidity resting right below us into that 89.5K golden pocket and naked daily point of control, very local golden pocket. So liquidity resting down there. And if we look at the last week of price action, we do have the liquidity that is resting right above our 94K highs. So a little bit unclear. Bitcoin's in range mode right now. We do know that when Bitcoin gets in range mode, the best things to look for are those liquidity levels and those volume levels. And so with our value area high being just below this liquidity, that would be the area I'm interested in looking for shorts. And with some local liquidity being below today's lows, I would be looking for a potential scalp long opportunity from 89.5. And then, of course, we do have the liquidity from the weekend resting below into our naked daily point of control golden pocket. All right, let's go on to the altcoins. Before I do go on to the altcoins, guys, I do want to announce the partners of the channel. The main partner of the channel is BYDFI. They are a VPN and KYC free exchange. All you need is an email and a password to sign up with them. If you are interested in signing up with BYDFI, you can get a minimum of 20% discounts on trading fees. You can earn up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses, depending on how much volume you trade in those futures markets. And they're offering some of the best initial deposit bonuses in the entire industry. So if you deposit $100, you can get a 50% deposit bonus, and you'll get those discounts on trading fees. And then they're offering various 20% and 10% deposit bonuses, depending on how much you deposit into the exchange. I have also partnered with BYDFI to create that Telegram community where I post my market analysis in there. I kind of let you guys know what I'm thinking on the market, post trade setups in there. You guys can also tag me in the general chat and ask me questions about altcoins, ask me questions about Bitcoin or what I think about something. If you are interested in joining that Telegram community, it is free. All you need to do is sign up with BYDFI using my affiliate link and deposit $100 into the exchange. That $100 is your money to trade with. You will get the 20% discounts on trading fees. And if you KYC, you can get the 50% deposit bonus. So link for the Telegram is in the description of this video. Also, the link for BYDFI is in the description of this video. If you want to join the Telegram, once you click the link, once you're in that Telegram verified channel, type in /verify in your user ID, which will be right up here. And that'll get you access automatically into that Telegram channel. And once you're in, you are in. Okay, second partner of the channel is going to be NAMI Trading. And NAMI is this bottom momentum and money flow indicator down here. And I use it for all my confirmations on my trades. So if I'm looking to enter a short, I want to see bear divs confirmed. I want to see money flow looking like it's draining out, and vice versa for longs. So it is an entry and exit confirmation for me. It also will let me know if we're coming up to a resistance and we're not seeing the bear divs that we want to see. Maybe I'll leave the trade open a little bit longer, like to go higher. So for me, it's been an invaluable tool to help me maximize my profits in trading and to stay out of bad trades. If you're interested in purchasing NAMI, the description in the video, in this video, there is a discount code. NAMI Trading has partnered with Divine Hood Channel to give you guys a 50% off discount. So both the link to the website and the discount code, which is Divine50, are in the description below. If you're interested in signing up, that's just a way to help the channel as well. And then lastly, we do have MEXC and Bybit, both great exchanges, both offering some futures trading bonuses. MEXC is offering a 10% deposit bonus, and Bybit is offering up to $30,000 in futures trading bonuses, depending on how much you trade. So if you want to sign up using my affiliate link, it's just a way to say thank you to the channel, support the channel there. Links are in the description of this video. All right, moving on to Ethereum, guys. Ethereum is just chopping around. Now, last week on Ethereum, let me get rid of this chicken scratch here. Last week on Ethereum, we did make that kind of double bottom into our support level. This was our macro pitchfork midline down here, and we did bounce again from the pitchfork midline and made a new high. You can see we do have this range as well, this new range from the lows of November 21st. And what I would have to say about this is so far, this is also looking like a three-wave corrective move here. And there is a way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a way to count this as a 5-wave impulse to the downside. And once again, it's kind of quick in here, but there is a 3-wave corrective move to the upside. So there is a possibility that we could be about to dump here in a wave 3 to the downside. But as far as the range, we're just playing the range until it breaks. So we know that our 786 is down near the value area low of the range. So I would actually extend this box here a little bit to the value area low in 786. That's going to be our support level around 2830 to about 2845. And if we look at our new naked daily points of controls, let's let that load up here. Okay, naked daily point of controls. Really, we just have the one that just closed about, what was that, 15 minutes ago. We're about to hit into that right now. It's about to no longer be naked, so really wouldn't be paying too much attention to that. But we do have that naked daily point of control again around 2750, and that is going to be from last Monday around 2750. And that would be very interesting because I've talked about this on my live streams a lot, guys. When we see these big pitchfork levels, oftentimes you'll get 3 taps of them. So if we do drop again, hit into that naked daily point of control and our pitchfork midline and see a 3rd tap here, and then maybe we could start to, push up here, but we might get another kind of semi-equal triple bottom here at our support level before actually making a bigger push to the upside. Overall, we looked at Bitcoin versus Ethereum versus Bitcoin on Friday's live stream, and Ethereum does look like it wants to break out against Bitcoin. So I am looking for maybe Ethereum to hold up a little bit better. If Bitcoin is going to dump, maybe Ethereum is going to kind of hold this support level and not make new lows quite as soon as Bitcoin will. And then our naked weekly points of controls. Let's go ahead and turn those on real quickly here. And we have last week's naked weekly point of control right around $3,031. And that is also going to be where our range point of control is as well. Oop, not a weekly level, naked weekly point of control. Okay. And so for me, I would really just be looking at our levels within this range. We have the daily just below our 786 and our value area low. And remember, if we're looking at this Fibonacci retrace from last Monday's low to the highs that we made on Wednesday, and we look at our 886 Fibonacci, because 886s often do bounce you in ranges, and we turn on that same 886 Fibonacci, it is going to be right below your daily level. So this could be another area of support that does kind of hold in here. I'm more so looking at the value area low in the 786, though. All right, let's turn those dailies off. And then I just want to zoom out to the daily chart. Yeah, so no new, we do have that daily. Actually, that was tapped there as well. So really nothing else below us. But I have to say, guys, there is a way that we could still push up to make new highs. Remember, on Friday's live stream, I was talking about $3,300 being that really important resistance, being the value area low of our bigger range. Let me go ahead and turn that on. Not that guy. All right, we'll just pull it. This entire, since March of 2024 all the way over, it is the, okay, sorry guys, that was the, I believe that was on the Bybit chart then. Let's check that Bybit chart out. Yeah, around where we're at right now, that 3,200, you can see it's also our pitchfork midline here. So we could come up a little bit higher. We are chopping around. Speaking of this chart here, this pitchfork, we are chopping around below our pitchfork midline. And unless we reclaim this area, 32 to 3,300, I do think that Ethereum can absolutely keep dropping in the overall larger downtrend, making lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, until we get down to our golden pocket, our macro logarithmic golden pocket, pulled from your $1,400 lows up to your new all-time high. And if we do, this would be obviously a big swing long position for me down in this area and potential spot buy opportunity for Ethereum. But more locally, we're just going to trade the range, and we're looking kind of at this price action below our pitchfork midline. Until we break above that pitchfork midline, I have to say this does look more corrective here, and it does look like we could break down and make new lows overall on Ethereum below Friday, November 21st lows. Okay, but moving back to this Coinbase chart, the anchored VWAP from $1,400 is going to be important. I talked about this on Friday's live stream. So if you want to see more detail about that, oftentimes when you lose it, first of all, when you're above it, it acts as support. You can see we got a big push off of it. We were kind of pushing in here, but once you lose it, you come up for the bearish backtest. If you reject from that area, you can expect new lows overall to come in. So yeah, there's a possibility ETH is pushing up locally right now. If we zoom in onto the hourly chart, ETH is holding up a little bit better than Bitcoin. And yeah, let's pull this sideways range here. Let me go ahead and turn off this guy there. This is our local range. We could look at our local sideways range, or you could pull it from Friday, November 21st lows. Either way, your value area high is the same. Your point of control is the same as well. And your value area low on this smaller range is right up in your box of support. So for me, I'm interested in longing around 28.45 to about, what is that, 28.29. And even more locally, if we look at the lows that we put in on the weekend, on Sunday, to the highs that we made today, we pull our golden pocket there, very similar to Bitcoin. We do have some local micro support in this area, or intraday support, if we're going to kind of continue in this very boring sideways chop here. So we have the liquidity from Sunday, some liquidity of lows from Sunday night into our golden pocket. And then you can see our naked weekly point of control, and point of control is just above. So once again, another scenario, guys, where we might wick past the naked weekly point of control into our golden pocket, taking our liquidity, but close the hourly candle at or above your point of control. That would be a possibility for a scalp long for me anyways, especially confirming the swing failure pattern here. And we may be able to push up to that 3,300 area. But that's about it. I mean, not a lot happening on Ethereum either. It's just kind of ranging sideways. And, from Friday, we were down here Friday. Not a lot has happened. Okay, let's move on really quickly to Solana. Solana is just chopping within our pitchfork band. Once again, guys, that pitchfork band, let me get rid of this. So we are coming down today to backtest the pitchfork band of support. So you can see, first of all, on Friday's live stream, we did end up dropping to our support level down here. This was during the live stream. And I know a couple people that did end up looking at longing down there. And I wasn't quite convinced yet on Solana, but we were seeing some nice bull divs. Now, if we look on the chart on Solana, with that new low that we made on Sunday, we are making some nice bullish divergences here, and money flow is coming to the upside. We did not quite make it to our box of support down there, and that was a daily level, a naked weekly point of control, and a naked daily point of control. And so at least on the Coinbase chart, we did front run the key support that we were looking at taking along from. I would say this is still valid now, and we even do have a swing failure pattern of Sunday lows, of weekend lows into that support level. So in the scenario that we do see this as a, let me grab this, as a three-wave corrective move, and we are going to lose our pitchfork, I would be looking at least to come down to grab the lows from Sunday into your naked daily point of control and your naked weekly point of control. Now, just above us, we do still have, actually, we have to change that golden pocket. That golden pocket is now going to be a little bit lower. And we did front run the golden pocket. So on today's high, what I will say about this, we often chop within these bigger pitchfork bands, chop in and around these bigger pitchfork bands. It's also the value area low of our 2-year long range and the point of control of our 2-year long range. So we're forming a sideways range in between our point of control and our value area low, which I did say last week, all week, that it was likely that this range extends for a couple more weeks, or at least, another week. And it's so far, it's looking like it's turning out to be that way. But now we can even say if it's going to get less volatile, the markets are going to get less volatile, we can chop in between the bands. So right now we're at the local support level of our pitchfork band. And if we let's pull our golden pocket from Sunday's lows to today's highs. Golden pocket is just below that. We have not quite hit that yet. But if we are going to bounce from this local golden pocket around 132, then we still have our golden pocket above us. Bitcoin hit into its lower high golden pocket. Solana has not yet. And the top of the pitchfork band is in confluence with that golden pocket. And also the liquidity from today's high is in confluence with that golden pocket. And of course, we do have liquidity from Friday there as well. So the next area I'd be interested in looking for another short on Solana would be just from like 139.6 to 140.76. That would be the next short area I'd be looking at, lower high golden pocket. And then really, guys, for me, This golden pocket at 132, I'm not too interested in looking for long from this area. Yes, we do have some nice bull divs confirmed on the chart, but the thing is, this just looks three-wave corrective to me. And now that we are coming down and we're hitting our golden, if say we wanted to count this as a impulse, a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, your wave 4 cannot retrace to the golden pocket of your wave 3. And if we pull that golden pocket from the lows of 3 to the highs of 3, you can see we've already hit that golden pocket. It's where we're at right now. So it's really invalidating that as a potential fourth wave retracement before making another local high here. Because of that, I have to look at this as more of a three-wave corrective move, and we could be about to dump down to take out the weekend lows into about 127 to about 126.5. Overall, Solana is ranging. Let me zoom out now onto the higher time frames. And guys, Solana is forming that perfect range. Clean this up just a bit so you can see that. Solana is just ranging in between our macro POC and our macro value area low. And I expect that this little range in here, first of all, it's around your pitchfork band, and it is also between value area low and point of control of a macro range, a macro volume profile. So I suspect that we could chop around in here for a bit more and potentially come down even to take out Friday, November 21st lows into the bottom of your pitchfork. What would be nice to actually see is if we did chop around here for a bit more and then we saw some sort of rejection in here to come down. It would be, maybe in January at the beginning of the year, first, second week of January, to finally come down and take out those lows. But a bigger sideways range here for a couple months would not be unheard of at macro support. Finally hitting into the bottom of the pitchfork. I would want to see some daily bull divs finally confirmed at the lows, grabbing the liquidity, and then we might be able to make a bigger push to the upside. We'll just have to see how the chart plays out. But guys, not a lot to update on. Moving on to SUI. SUI, once again, rejected from our naked weekly point of control and the top of our pitchfork band. And you can see over the weekend, we had a small rise. Let me zoom in onto the 4-hour chart. So after rejecting from that naked weekly point of control up here and the top of our pitchfork band, we covered this on Thursday and Friday's live streams. We're kind of over the weekend. You can see Friday's low was here. Over the weekend, we've just had this slow, steady rise up. But I'm looking now to backtest the lower part of the band, because when you backtest the upper part of the band, you reject. Now we could be creating a lower high backtesting the upper. We backtested the upper part of the band. We rejected. Now that we lost the band completely, we could backtest the lower part of the band before making another push down here. Seeing that overall kind of triple bottom at your pitchfork lows. And remember, if we do lose, for those of you guys that want to go look at Thursday or Friday's live stream, we covered SUI on bigger time frames. We're at our macro support here at the bottom of the pitchfork. It's also our 1-to-1 Fibonacci extinction. If we're looking at this whole thing as a bigger zigzag correction. But if we lose the lows down here at about 130, then I do think we could fall to 109, where we have our golden pocket, our logarithmic golden pocket in confluence with our 1.236 Fibonacci extinction, which is another common extinction target, and we have an order block down there. And then, honestly, what I would be looking at is just the range, this sideways range here from the lows, and just play the range until it breaks. So let me go ahead and hide this here. All right, let's check our naked daily points of control here. So really no fresh naked daily points of controls. We have the one from yesterday, or it was 30 minutes ago, just above us, but Really, we're so close to it, I wouldn't even really be paying attention to it. And over the weekend, we didn't create any new naked daily points of controls. What I would say is we could pull our Fibonacci golden pocket, and we did front run that golden pocket earlier on the Saturday lows, which was weekend lows, Saturday lows, and those Saturday lows could get taken out in a 3-wave corrective move. Let me just pull this here. And so if we want to remain somewhat bullish, because we did take the liquidity on this low on Monday, December 1st, unlike many of the coins, Sui did make new lows. So we could be looking at this as a push up in a wave 1. If we're going to see a 3-wave corrective move down to this golden pocket in a wave 2, then we might be able to push up and break out above our pitchfork band in a wave 3 and potentially see that bigger retrace between the 382 and the 0.5 Fibonacci. And the reason why I'm a little bit more bullish on Sui, if you guys watched Friday's live streams, is because we did confirm some daily bull divs. If we zoom out onto the daily chart, they're very, very slight here, but this is a new low that we made on December 1st, so it's lower lows in the price action. And on NAMI, we have higher lows in the momentum waves here, and your money flow has been curving to the upside on the daily time frame as we were making those bear divs. So because of that, we might be able to see a little bit of an impulse here. Let me just redraw that. 1, 2, maybe 3, pushing up 4, and then 5, coming all the way up to your pitchfork midline and your 0.5 Fibonacci, as well as your value area low of your big range. And that bigger range is this entire upper price action that goes back to October of 2024. You could even pull it just to here. Either way, that is going to be the general area of resistance up in here, the next big area of resistance. So locally, golden pocket just below us, because we did front run it over the weekend. It's a weekend low into your golden pocket. Anytime you see a liquidity grab into a golden pocket, in the bullish scenario, we might be getting that 3-wave corrective move to come down, and then we could bounce from there. So I would be interested in a potential scalp long opportunity from that 149 to 147 area. Other than that, I'm not looking at too much here on Sui. I would wait for more of this data to develop here at this macro support. Macro support being the bottom of the pitchfork. It would be pretty nice to see kind of one more dump down here to get a bigger, rounded bottom, I guess you could say, if we're going to see that bigger push up. All right, moving on to Say. Say is also chopping around within a pitchfork band, and let's extend this range. We have a sideways range since Friday, November 21st, excuse me. And we're at the value area low of the range. We were able to reclaim and find reacceptance back within the range over the weekend. You can see last week we did come up and we took out the local range highs into your golden pocket, and we did reject. So let me get rid of this now on the chart to clean this up. After taking out your range highs, we might see a drop down, and we have some support that we marked out on Friday's live stream. Actually, it wasn't Friday's live stream. It was Monday, I believe, where we have a daily level and a naked daily point of control below us. But right now, since we've been able to let me hide this range real quick, and we'll talk about this bigger pitchfork band. So this is a bearish pitchfork, and we're starting to form that range in and around our pitchfork band. We were able to bounce from the bottom of the pitchfork band directly, push above it in a nice, semi-impulsive intraday move, and now we are making a higher low. We could see a lower high here before making another lower low, overall still creating a higher low here and then push up. So that's why that daily level and that naked daily point of control around 12.3 to 12.25 is interesting for a scalp long opportunity. But we have reclaimed our pitchfork band. So you can see over the weekend, we kind of just pushed sideways and up. We reclaimed the pitchfork band. We might not even come down to that level. We might hold this pitchfork band right now and continue kind of working our grinding up here. grinding up in some sort of ascending channel structure. So what we could look at is pulling our golden pocket. Once again, guys, the theme of these ranges, golden pockets, liquidity. If we pull our golden pocket from the highs of the range that we took out, the new highs of the range, to the lows that we made on Friday, we still have not come up and hit that golden pocket. And because we do have the highs from today just front running this golden pocket, we might see a bounce from the pitchfork band to make up one more push up into that golden pocket. So it would be an internal liquidity grab into golden pocket. And then we might be able to get that push down to our daily level, seeing that bigger kind of 3-wave corrective move. Let's check out our naked daily points of control here. Yeah. No new naked dailies within that golden pocket. But what is interesting is our 786 Fibonacci above us is also going to have that naked daily point of control. So let me just throw that on the charts at 14 cents. And if we look at both our golden pocket and our 786, if we break above this golden pocket, then this could be a little bit of resistance up here for us, 786 and naked daily point of control. Now, I do have to say, guys, with all these trades that I've been talking about, these are local resistances and support. And Bitcoin is expected to get pretty volatile soon. We're squeezing tighter and tighter. When Bitcoin does break out, or when the market starts to get volatile again, all these local levels could just get sliced through like butter. So please, if you are taking a trade off of any of these local support levels, make sure you're setting your stop loss ahead of time. Make sure you are using proper risk management, and make sure there's confirmation to take the trade. You know, if we're coming up to this golden pocket, making this zigzag move up to this golden or 786 in naked daily, and we don't see any bear divs coming up into this area, then maybe just hold off on it, because this could be a bunch of little 1-2s in here. We could be about to break out in an impulse to the upside. So I would say these are our local levels. When the market gets boring, we can look at scalp in small ranges. You know, this is our small range that we're looking at. You can also see your value area highs in this range as well. And we're trading shorts near the highs of the range, long near lows of the range. Actually, we're at our value area low of that range right now. And it's also your pitchfork band, bullish backtest. So we might get a little bit of a move up higher here. But what I would say is just be aware, because if we do get volatile, this thing could explode up way more. And zooming out to the 4-hour chart, we could be forming a nice bottom here at this pitchfork band, like a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, or a Model 2 accumulation. And we're now about to break out and come up to our next big resistances above us, which would be around 15.6 to 15.7. Some internal liquidity into a naked daily point of control. And it's also the back test of your larger range value area low. And what we have done since we broke down below that value area low, let me just get some of this off the chart. And I'll turn off our naked daily points of controls. Is we lost the value area low, and we never really came back up and back tested it. You see, this was our value area low. We lost it. Yes, we did come up, but we didn't actually touch it in the bearish back test. And then we saw another low. So we could be making a bottoming reversal pattern in here, that nice rounded bottom pattern, and break up to see that bearish back test at about 15.7. If we do reject from here, I would expect us to make new lows overall. So that's really your key resistance above us, between 15.6 and 15.75. And then the support level I'd be looking at for that rounded bottom would be that daily level, naked daily point of control below us. Or we could have put it in on Friday. But that's about it, guys. That's about it for say. Markets are kind of slow. We're just waiting on some more data to develop here. And if you're taking any trades within these, small ranges that have been developing over the last week, I know it's been boring. Just make sure you're using proper risk management, and make sure you're planning out your trade ahead of time. with a proper invalidation and get it out of that trade if you are wrong. Okay, let's move on to XRP. So XRP is still bouncing around our more macro golden pocket, pulled from the November 21st lows up to the highs that we made on November 24th. And for me, I'm still just interested, and we're chopping around our channel midline. You can see that channel midline resistance there for a bit, kind of was acting as a little bit of resistance before we came down to our golden pocket. And we're trying to now attempt to kind of hold it as support. But we did make a double bottom on Sunday into that golden pocket, but we did not take the liquidity from the lows of last Monday, December 1st. So we might be able to continue pushing down at least until we grab all those lows. And yes, it would still overall be holding your golden pocket. And the reason why I say that is this here so far, actually, this could be some sort of contracting diagonal before we either break this down really aggressively in an impulse to the downside. So I would be aware of that as well. Let's actually look at the daily time frame. I want to see how Market Cipher looks. Okay, money flow is coming up. We did get that trigger wave confirmed. And on NAMI, we have, yeah, actually, we did not print the bull dips. So this is what I would have liked to come down a little bit more on Sunday, yesterday. It would have been lower lows on the price action, higher lows on the momentum waves with your money flow in the green here. Because we didn't, we might be coming down to grab these semi-equal double lows at your, this is your golden pocket support here. And if we're looking at our bigger range since the drop on Friday, October 10th, it was Friday, the October 10th crash, we are still just ranging sideways. And a lot of the altcoins are seeing a bigger kind of downtrend, descending channel. Well, XRP has been in a more flat range since that big crash on October 10th. We are below the value area low of that range. And guys, the thing is, yes, we are holding our higher low golden pocket from the lows that we made on November 21st. But as long as we're below the value area low of this bigger range, we might keep continuing down. And that's where that contracting diagonal could come into play. That bigger kind of contracting diagonal that we're seeing here that could break down. A couple 1-2s in here. In the bear scenario, we'd be looking at this as like a wave 1, a wave 2, an internal wave 1, an internal wave 2, and then we could break down here. And the reason why I say that is because once you start losing this value area low, and if you can't get back inside of it, you might see a harsh rejection, at the very least to take out your local lows below you. Next big liquidity, of course, on Coinbase, XRP only dropped to about 177. On the other exchanges, we got a much, much steeper drop. I mean, gosh, we went all the way down on Bybit to 117. But I follow Coinbase, and I'm looking at the Coinbase wick. So we might come down to grab that liquidity of the Coinbase wick at 177. Continuing kind of this until we come down to grab that liquidity. Honestly, I'm not looking at trading this too much here on XRP. Yes, as long as we're holding our golden pocket higher low from the Friday, November 21st to Friday, November 24th. But we still keep making lower highs. We didn't make a lower low here. We pretty much made a semi-equal low. And so I would like, if we can come out and take out this liquidity, then we might be able to see a move up to take out the highs of the November 24th impulse here into your golden pocket. And we also have a liquidity grab in here. So that would be the next short area I'm looking for, around 228 to 231. Other than that, guys, I'm not interested in trading anything else here. So liquidity grab, and only a confirmed liquidity grab of the 198 lows, or coming up to 231 to 228 to 231 to grab the liquidity into your golden pocket. That's about it for XRP. I mean, real quick, let's check our naked dailies here. Okay, interesting. We do have that naked daily point of control at 194.75. Now that is going to be, and let me mark this guy out. At 203, we have a new naked daily point of control from the weekend at 203. So if we look at our Fibonacci targets, if we pull it from the Friday, November 21st lows to the highs we made on Friday, November 24th, yeah, I guess your 786 is going to be a little bit below that naked daily point of control. 194 to 191.78. No, I don't like that too much. It's a bit of a big range in there. Now, I will say this. We're chopping around our channel midline, our bigger descending channel midline. If we do come down and bounce from our naked daily point of control at 203, we do have some confluence there because it is your channel midline as well. So we could bounce from that general area, bounce here, and continue to work our way up. But as long as we're below this value area low at around 211.7, I think taking out the 198 lows is more probable and potentially dropping much further. You could also just look at a smaller range in here. So let me turn off some of these levels on the chart. Smaller range from those November 24th highs sideways, and that's kind of your contracting diagonal price action that you're seeing. Yeah, and we're even just chopping around the value area low down there. Okay, lastly, let's move on to Chainlink. Guys, a little bit of a boring video today. There's not a lot to talk about. You know, we are rejecting from some key resistances, but we're just chopping sideways and down very, very slowly, which is kind of painful right now. Remember, when the markets are slow and boring like this, a lot of people will force trades. And one of the things that I'm trying to emphasize to you guys is do not force a trade just for the sake of being bored. Wait for your levels to be hit, even if you have to wait a week to take a trade. You know, I think I've traded very little in the last week because we haven't really been seeing the price action. And except for the rejection of Bitcoin at 94K, you know, very technical rejection. But all these moves from our lows on November 21st look more like three-wave corrective lows. And, you know, to me, it looks like this was a corrective move, and all these coins could be about to drop back down. We talked about Chainlink on Friday's live stream. Now, Chainlink did front run. If I zoom out to the daily chart, it did front run the value area low of its large range that goes back 2 years. You can see this range goes back to November of 2023, so a little bit over 2 years now. And taking out the Friday, November 21st lows into your value area low is still a level of support that I'm looking at, about 11.59. And we talked about this on Monday. I believe that was Monday. Let's see here. Wednesday. On Wednesday's video of last week, I was a little bit bullish on Chainlink because we were pushing up pretty aggressively, and we closed our daily candle above the point of control of our range and above the pitchfork. But let's zoom out to the weekly, and I want to talk about this because if we look at it on the weekly, what was it? It was just a push up and a wick to hit your local golden pocket and to reject from your point of control, your 2-year-long point of control after rejecting your local golden pocket. But we closed the weekly candle below the bullish pitchfork, and we closed the weekly candle below your point of control. And you can see now, zooming back into the daily time frame, we are getting stuck underneath our point of control and underneath our pitchfork. So this could have been a little bit of a fake out back into it just to hit your local golden pocket. And now if we reject, come down and make new lows here. And remember, on the bearish backtest, on these higher time frame bearish backtests, you lose it, you close a weekly candle below, not only the point of control, but also your pitchfork. If you bounce up, especially in a three-wave corrective move like this, you reject in a bearish backtest, you do expect ultimately to come down to take out those lows. And that is looking now like a decent probability because of what we're seeing here. Now, does that mean we won't get small pushes up in between here? We can get, this sideways range to form with scalps in between these areas. I'm not interested in any of that, guys. I'm not interested in looking at scalps. Bitcoin, I like to scalp Bitcoin, but on some of these other coins, maybe Solana and Ethereum sometimes. But for me on Chainlink, 11.59. And then what we want to see is to get back above this about 14.3 to about 14.4. We need to get back above and start closing daily candles above that. If we can, then I'll be interested in looking for, the back test. So if we can get back in here on the back test of that, I'd be looking for potential swing longs in this area. Now, more locally, if we are going to see that sideways range continue, we haven't come down to our macro value area low, and we're at between our value area low and our POC, just like Solana. Value area low, POC, we're forming that sideways range, just like Solana, in between our value area low and POC. First off, the low that we made on, what day was that? December 1st. It was so close to grabbing the liquidity from the Friday, November 21st lows that it does make it more probable that we are going to come down to grab those Friday, November 21st lows. But let's just put our bull caps on and let's say, hey, guys, Friday, November 21st was the bottom, and now we are going to push up here. See a multiple 1-2 impulse, like a wave 1 here, wave 2, wave 1, internal wave 2, and then push up here in a bullish scenario. You could be looking at your local golden pocket. So I would pull that from the December 1st lows to the highs that we made on December 3rd. We still have not come down to that golden pocket. And let's pull our range from those lows. Let's pull it with all the price action between the POC and the value area low. Yeah, so your golden pocket is going to be around that value area low. And let's check our naked dailies. No naked dailies down there. I want to check our naked weeklies really quickly. Okay, no naked weeklies down there, but what is interesting is last week's naked weekly point of control closed right at our pitchfork back test at 14.45, let's say 14.45. Okay. Turn that off. Let's zoom in to the 1 hour chart. And we'll just analyze this very local price action here. Let me go ahead and hide this small range. First of all, the value area high of that range, if I turn that back on, is right at your naked weekly point of control and the back test of your pitchfork. So we have some confluence up here around 14.4 to 14.5. And if we pull our golden pocket from the highs that we rejected to the lows that we made over the weekend, your 786 is going to be in that area. But today we did reject from our golden pocket. And oh gosh, look at this, guys. This is a fractal. What happened today here is a fractal of what happened last week here. So I actually want to show you that really quickly. You can see today we wicked above the point of control into your golden pocket, but closed the hourly candle at or below the point of control here. And now we're dumping. What happened last week, last Wednesday, if we zoom out onto the daily chart, the same exact thing, just a higher time frame version of that. It was actually our weekly. If we zoom out to the weekly time frame, last week, it was the same thing there. Let me get rid of this you can see wicked up past our large 2-year long range point of control into your golden pocket, but close the candle below your POC, and now you're kind of just chopping around, forming a range below the POC. So we're seeing mini fractals of what just happened. Yeah, it would be really nice to get a little bit of a sideways range to develop more in here between the value area low and the POC, and then to take out those lows, and then we could create some bull divs on the chart into value area low. That's what I would really like to see. Now, does that mean it's going to happen? No, we don't know. But that is kind of what I'm looking at here. In between, I'm not really interested in looking at any trades in between. You know, the value area low and golden pocket is a decent support level below us, really between like 12.86 and 12.77. And then local resistance above, I would say, is our value area high, naked weekly point of control, and back test of the pitchfork around 14.45. All right, guys, I will be live tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please come join me. Please hit the like button on your way out if you got any sort of insight into the market. I know today was kind of a boring video. We were just looking at very local levels because that's really all that's developed since Friday. But Friday's live stream was a really good live stream. We covered a lot of information, both macro and micro, on Friday. So if you're interested, go check that live stream out. Have a good one, and I will see you guys tomorrow.